I'm Anarika Tikataoka, a Master of Arts in Counseling students at National Teachers College. For our midterm assessment, we are tasked to discuss the Code of Ethics for Philippine psychologists and psychometricians. I'm going to discuss the research part. A. Rights and dignity of participants. 1. In all aspects, we respect the rights, safeguard the dignity, and protect and promote the welfare of research participants. Before beginning any research work in a community not our own or not familiar for us, we obtain essential information about their mores, culture, social structure, customs, and tradition. It is very important na lahat ng kasama doon sa ating research ay safe. Also, i-respect natin yung rights nila, masisafeguard natin yung dignity nila, and also, pag hindi naman familiar yung place na pagkakandakan natin ng research, dapat inaalam natin yung mga culture nila, traditions, kung ano yung mga pwedeng gawin, ano yun naman yung mga hindi pwedeng gawin sa lugar na yun. So, para sa safety ng lahat. The third one, we respect and abide by their cultural expectations, provided that this not contravene any of the ethical principle of the Code of Ethics. 4. We respect the rights of research participants should they wish to discontinue their participation at any time. We are responsive all throughout the research to participants' nonverbal indicators of a desire to withdraw from participation, especially if the person has difficulty with verbal communication. Also, if the person is a young child or is culturally unlikely to communicate. So, yan, we need to consider yung mga nonverbal clues. Especially kung nakikita natin na ayaw na mag-participate ng ating mga participant or ng ating mga respondents. So, dapat mag-take action na kaagad tayo. And also, meron naman tayong pinipirmahan sa waiver na kung hindi na i-continue or ayaw na mag-continue nung participant natin, ay they are free or to withdraw or to if they desire to discontinue the participation. We need to respect their decision. Number 5, we do not contribute nor engage in research which contravenes international humanitarian law, such as developing of methods intended to torture persons, development of prohibited weapons, or destruction of the environment. So, we have the three emphases of those three methods, which we never consider in our research, which is torture people, prohibited weapons are really not allowed, or the destruction of the environment. Number 6, it is our duty to ask participants about any factors that could bring forth potential harm, such as pre-existing medical conditions, and to detect, remove, or correct any foreseeable, undesirable consequences prior to research proper. So, in the beginning of the research, we need to make sure if our client or our participants have pre-existing medications. If they have and they still want to continue and participate in the research, they need to bring their medications or to take that medications before the research proper. So, to avoid any foreseeable undesirable consequences. 7, to ensure that participants' rights are protected, we seek independent and sufficient ethical review of the possible risks of research may pose to them. So, we need to ask them also and to review many times our research before posting it because it may harm them, and for us to be able to protect them, we need to ensure their rights being protected as well. Letter B. Informed consent to research. 1. We do not just ask participants to sign in the consent form. We recognize that informed consent happens due to the willingness of the participants to work collaboratively with us. So it must be discussed one by one. Number 2, we must make sure that the consent form is translated in language or dialect that the participants understand. We will take reasonable measures to guarantee that the information was understood. So we need to localize our consent form. If their mother tongue is English, we will present a consent form in English. But if it's in Filipino, we need to provide Filipino one. And if other dialects, we need someone to translate or provide a translated one. So they need to understand one by one and they need to agree. In case if our participant is very young, they need the consent of their parents. So we need to talk to them and agree the terms and conditions. Number 3. When we conduct research with person below 18 years of age, we obtain informed assent from them and informed consent from their parents or guardians. This is very important, especially when our participants are 15 years old or 10 years old. We need to ask some agreement or consent from their parents or guardians, and we need to discuss one by one each of the information included in our research. Number 4, when we conduct research with adult participants who have difficulties in comprehension or communication, we obtain informed consent from adult family members of the participant and approval from independent advisors. So, in the opposite side naman, if we have a very old participant or kaya naman yung mga participant na who cannot comprehend or read, they need someone to assist them, especially or taking noted here that it should be a family member. So we can discuss then all of the terms and conditions in our research. Number 5, when we conduct research with detained person, we pay attention to special circumstances which could affect the latter's ability to give informed consent. 6, when obtaining informed consent as required in the Section 3, letter J of this Code of Ethics, it is our duty to inform research participants about the following, such as the purpose of this research. Para saan nga ba to? Ano nga ba yung mga benefits na may tutulong na research na ito? Ang duration at yung procedures, pagkakasunod-sunod ng dapat nilang gawin at ng mga expectations natin. Kung gaano katagal, pwedeng minutes, pwedeng hours, or pwedeng days din yung duration ng research na to. So they need to be well-informed. Also, we need to discuss that they are allowed to decline o kaya naman ay mag-continue pa sa pagka-participate sa ating ginagawang research study. Then, we need also to protect them and know their limitations. Yung confidentiality ay mamamalagi din. It's between the researcher and also the participants. We need to make sure and dapat paalalahanan natin sila na huwag sila mag-worry dun sa mga i-disclose nilang information dahil ito ay confidential. And next, we need to provide contact details of mental health professionals in case participants experience distress due to the study. And syempre, last one, we shall provide an opportunity for prospective participants to ask questions. Pag may questions sila, ay willing tayo and ready tayong magbigay ng answer if they are curious about something, especially if it's really related to our study. Number 7. When conducting intervention research using experimental treatments, it is our duty to clarify the participants at the beginning of research the following. A. Experimental nature of the treatment. So we need to explain that we were going to use trial and error or different methods or different treatments in order to cure or to have better intervention with what the participant need. B. Services that will or will not be available. C. Means by which assignment to treatment or control groups will be made. D. Available treatment alternative if an individual does not wish to participate in the research or wishes to withdraw once a study has begun. So we need to inform them that if they want to withdraw, we need to stop the treatment. And E, compensation for or monetary cost of participants, if appropriate, including whether reimbursement from the participant or the third-party payer. So, kung merong kailangan i-reimburse, dapat sa umpisa pa lang ay ina-explain na sa ating mga participants para walang maging problema in the end of the research. Number 8, in longitudinal research, we may need to obtain informed consent on more than one occasion. Number 9, in conducting online data gathering procedures using digital survey platforms, we ensure that informed consent is obtained in the same rigorous manner as in face-to-face survey. Such consent to participate in the study must be secured before the respondents gain access to the actual survey or data gathering instructions. So here, sa online gathering procedures, beforehand na makita nila yung mismong survey, ay dapat meron na kaagad na consent, which they need to click whether they agree or disagree. Lahat ng naka-stated doon, they need to read and they need to understand. As well as, we need to ensure them that all the informations taken from them will remain private and secure. It means it will be safe from us. Also, it will not float in different social media sites. That's why we need to follow the Data Privacy Act in the Philippines. Letter C. Informed consent for recording voices and images in research. Number 1. It is our duty to obtain informed consent from research participants before recording their voices or images for data collection, except when A. The research consists only of naturalistic observation in public places, and it is not anticipated that the recording will be used in a manner that could cause personal identification or harm. And letter B, the research design includes deception, and consent for the use of the recording is obtained during debriefing. Letter D, research participation of client, students, and subordinates. 1. When we conduct research with our clients, students, or subordinates, we do not coerce them to participate. Rather, we inform them about their right not to participate, and we do not reprimand or penalize them for doing so. So, for example, I am a teacher and I would like to conduct a research including my students. So they still have the right to say no to me. So kahit na mag-no sila, there will be no sanctions or penalties. I will allow them to say no or yes, depending on their decision. Number two, when research participation is a course requirement or an opportunity for extra credit, we inform our clients, students, or subordinates about equitable alternative activities that could fulfill their educational or employment goals. So, kung yung research naman natin ay course requirement or kaya naman ay opportunity for extra credit, we need to inform them. So, kung mag-say no naman sila, dapat may alternative activities naman tayo na i-provide for them.